The story begins with a girl who spent her entire life being bullied because of her looks, as her facial features were considered unattractive. So she decided to undergo cosmetic surgery and completely transformed her appearance. However, the real test began when she stepped onto her university campus for the first time. Nervous about how others would react, she initially wore a mask to hide her face. But after spraying her favorite perfume, she gathered the confidence to remove it and reveal her new look. Everyone around her was instantly stunned by her beauty, making her the center of attention. A boy approached her and asked about her department, and they discovered they were both in chemistry. But when he asked for her number, she felt uneasy, thinking he might be mocking her, so she avoided him and accidentally bumped into a handsome guy. The moment she saw his face, she became nervous and immediately rushed into the classroom, not realizing that she had dropped the perfume that gave her confidence. Yumi then reaches her class, where all the students begin to look at her. Everyone is impressed by her beauty. Some girls even call her over, hoping to befriend her. They praise her beauty and sweet nature, but Yumi suddenly starts crying, because this was the first time in her life that Yumi had heard someone compliment her and speak so kindly to her. We also learn about her past, where she was constantly bullied by school students. Meanwhile, a student even more beautiful than Yumi enters the class. Yumi is also impressed by her features, and the girl's name is Hyuna. Everything seems fine until the same handsome boy Yumi had bumped into earlier enters the class and sits behind her. Embarrassed, Yumi wishes the ground would open up and swallow her. After the lecture, all the students begin introducing themselves. Hyuna introduces herself in a very confident and graceful manner, impressing everyone. Then it's Yumi's turn, and she introduces herself awkwardly because she feels shy in front of everyone. Next comes the handsome boy's turn, who had already confused both girls. He simply says, "My name is Kai," and then falls silent, making him seem even more mysterious. Everyone starts leaving, but Hyuna's admirers gather around her asking for her number, while Yumi talks to her new friends. We learn that Yumi chose this subject because she dreams of becoming a perfume expert. Her friends praise her beautiful perfume, which reminds Yumi of her past when people bullied her just for wearing perfume. Just then, Kai steps in and returns Yumi's perfume that she had accidentally dropped. Yumi thanks him, but before Kai leaves, Hyuna arrives and suggests that everyone should exchange numbers. The girls present begin pairing Hyuna's name with Kai's because both are very attractive. Suddenly, Hyuna asks Yumi in front of everyone whether her beauty is natural or if she has had plastic surgery. Hearing this, Yumi becomes extremely nervous and starts trembling. Before Yumi can answer, Kai gives Hyuna a sharp response, as if he clearly understands her intention behind the question. He also advises Yumi to come to her senses and stop being so naive, then leaves them. That night, Yumi receives a message from a classmate she met on the first day who compliments her looks. However, this reminds Yumi of her school days when a student had confessed his love to her, only for it to turn out to be a prank, and everyone had embarrassed and bullied her. Due to constant bullying, Yumi had lost her self-confidence, which is why she is afraid of entering into any relationship, fearing that the other person might mock her as well. The next day, there is a welcome party for new students at the university. Yumi's father arrives there and starts asking about her. After a long time, he is meeting his daughter, but surprisingly, he fails to recognize her. He says, "This is not my daughter. Where has my daughter gone?" People ask him for her photo to help find her, and Yumi suddenly bursts into tears, and we come to know that Yumi had undergone major plastic surgeries and completely changed her face. She gradually transformed her appearance because in the past, she was considered unattractive. She starts running away from everyone, thinking to herself, "My luck is so bad," because she absolutely does not want anyone to find out about her secret. While running, she bumps into Kai and ends up crying against his chest. Yumi quickly realizes her position and pulls away from him, but then her perfume falls to the ground again. Meanwhile, Kai suddenly meets that girl, who immediately starts explaining the whole situation and pretends to be very concerned about Yumi. However, Kai is the only one who understands her true nature. He knows she is jealous of Yumi because Yumi is beautiful and will definitely become her competitor in the department. Kai tries to recall Yumi's name, as if he has heard it somewhere before, and the scent of her perfume helps him recognize her better. At that moment, Yumi's classmate comes and confesses his feelings to her, trying to get closer, but Kai steps in between them, causing the other boy to leave. Kai returns Yumi's perfume and asks if she remembers him. Hearing this, Yumi becomes scared, thinking someone might recognize her because of her old face. Before she can try to remember Kai, she runs back to her apartment. Her father does not accept her new face and asks, "Where did you come from? Where is my daughter?" Yumi feels deeply hurt because he does not know how much she has suffered in her life or how much pain she went through to change her face. After some time, because of everything that happened, Yumi decides to change her university. During this time, her classmate says he needs to talk to her and confesses his feelings again, waiting for her answer, but Yumi shyly goes to the washroom. When she returns, the boy takes back his confession confession and says they should just remain friends. Yumi is shocked and starts feeling the same way she did in the past when boys would confess to her and then bully her. At that moment, Kai knocks the boy down, clearly defending Yumi. Then the truth behind the situation is revealed. Yuna had gone to that boy herself and confessed her feelings, which is why he withdrew his confession to Yumi. Later, when he meets Yuna, she refuses to go on a date with him, making the excuse that Yumi is her friend and she does not want to hurt her feelings. The most important thing is that Hyuna tells him about Yumi's plastic surgery. So, boy confronts Yuni and asks why she never told him the truth, that her beauty was fake. Hearing this, Yuni panics, pushes him away, and runs off. On the way, she meets Kai, who helps her realize that she places too much importance on appearance. He advises her to change her mindset, accept herself, and learn to love who she truly is. That night, Yumi feels unsure. She thinks about leaving the university, but she also wants to face her fears and become stronger. The next day, when she arrives at the university, her friends stop her. Surprisingly, they are not angry with her at all. Instead, they gently explain that she does not need to run away from people. Everyone wants to look beautiful, and Yumi simply did what she felt was right for herself. To comfort her, they take her to the cafeteria. However, while sitting there, they overhear the same classmate spreading rumors about Yumi's plastic surgery again. Furious, Yumi's friends immediately stand up to teach him a lesson. But before they can do anything, Kai suddenly walks over and pours a bowl of hot noodles over the boy's head. When the boy angrily tries to attack Kai, Kai grabs him by the neck, frightening him so badly that he immediately runs away. This reminds Yumi of the past when someone had defended her in the same way. Back in the present, Yumi goes to Kai, crying and explains why she values looks so much. It is because of the bullying she endured. She says people treated her so badly in the past that she suffered greatly. After some time, Yumi's mother calls to check on her, and it is revealed that Yumi has not attended university for a week. Later, she visits her favorite perfume store and meets the manager, immediately recognizing her as a famous figure who inspired her dream of becoming a perfume expert. Overjoyed, Yumi invites her to a restaurant where she learns that the woman had quit her work years ago due to a painful past experience. Suddenly, Kai enters the same restaurant but leaves immediately upon seeing Yumi. It is revealed that Kai is the son of that famous woman. Back at the university, a third-year student named Sion approaches Yumi's friends and invites them to participate in an event he organized. Although everything seems fine, there is uncertainty about what will happen. Yumi arrives and Sion instantly takes a liking to her. Later, Yumi remembers Kai's mother asking her to help reunite her with her son, whom she has not seen for years. Yumi successfully invites Kai to dinner after classes, where his mother arrives and he faces her for the first time. He had believed she left him for another man, so he cannot tolerate seeing her with someone else and leaves angrily. Yumi follows him, and Kai tries to remind her of the past. It is revealed that Kai was the boy who once saved Yumi from bullying and had asked her to find the name of a special perfume, which she did. That perfume was his mother's favorite, and he hated it because it reminded him of her. In the present, Yumi tells Kai that his mother suffered greatly because she lost her sense of smell, shocking him as he hears the truth for the first time. That same day, he calls his father for an explanation, but his father refuses to answer and tells him not to mention his mother again. The next morning, Sion meets Yumi and shows interest in her, clearly liking her sweet nature. Yumi is surprised because everyone at the university now knows about her plastic surgery, but Sion does not care and says he likes her heart. Yumi blushes at his words. Meanwhile, Kai calls his mother and asks to meet her immediately. When they meet, he asks why she left him, but the truth is that his father was responsible. One day, his father hit his mother because she came home late from work, and that injury caused her to lose her sense of smell. Because of this, she had to quit her job. His father divorced her, lied to Kai, and hid the truth. After explaining everything, Kai's mother becomes emotional, says goodbye to him, and walks away. Outside, she meets Yumi, so she thanks her for the help before leaving. Yumi returns to Kai and expresses happiness about his decision, and he gives her a perfume as a reward. The next day, Seon's event takes place, where Hyuna and Yumi wear revealing outfits to attract customers. Kai arrives and notices that Yumi is uncomfortable, so he gives her his shirt outside. He sincerely thanks her for always helping him. It becomes clear that Kai has started to like Yumi, but he is confused because new boys seem to like her every day. Later, Kai visits his mother's store and calls her mom for the first time in years, apologizing for all the misunderstandings, showing that he is becoming a better person. The next day, Seon asks Yumi out on a date, shocking her, as she has never been on a date before because she has never loved anyone. Later, Yumi enters class fully prepared and asks Kai which perfume she should wear for her date with Seon. Yumi's short-haired friend knows that Kai likes her and asks if she likes him too, but Yumi denies it, saying Kai is just her friend, leaving him deeply hurt. After class, Yumi's short-haired friend helped Kai by giving him museum tickets so he could invite Yumi. Gathering his courage, Kai nervously invited her, and Yumi agreed. While waiting for him, Yumi began to wonder why Kai had called her. Did he like her? Just then, Kai arrived and broke her train of thought. She was surprised by how dressed up he was, as if he were going on a date rather than to a museum. After the museum tour, as they walked together, Kai thought thought it was the perfect moment to confess his feelings, but suddenly it started raining heavily. They stopped, and Yumi insisted on paying half for the tickets. But Kai holds her hand and refuses to let her pay, making Yumi feel awkward, and she runs out into the rain. While getting soaked, she tells Kai that she has to go, and after saying goodbye, she runs away. On her way, she ran into Hyuna, who revealed that she liked Kai and asked Yumi to help set them up. Innocently, Yumi agreed and invited Kai, but when he arrived and saw Hyuna, he was shocked. Thinking they were perfect for each other, Yumi left, but Kai followed her and explained that he understood Hyuna's scheme. She was just trying to separate him from Yumi. He asked Yumi to respect his feelings and not match him with Hyuna again, as he disliked her. The next morning, Hyuna pretended to cry, gaining sympathy from other students who blamed Yumi for taking Kai away. Yumi was shocked and left sadly. Hyuna followed her and revealed her true nature, saying she preferred natural things and questioning whether natural girls were better than fake ones. Yumi was stunned. Later, Hyuna deliberately hugged Kai in front of Yumi, breaking her heart and making her run away. Kai chased after her and confessed his feelings, but Yumi, overwhelmed, couldn't respond, and Kai took her silence as rejection. Yumi feared love because she couldn't trust anyone. Later, Yumi told Hyuna she would no longer help her, but Hyuna continued trying to belittle her. Though hurt by her words, Yumi still felt sympathy for her. She shared her pain with her short-haired friend, and when a boy mocked her fake beauty, Kai couldn't tolerate it and beat him up. Yumi made the boy apologize, and afterward, Kai comforted her. The next day, Hyuna meets Yumi and invites her to lunch. Two of their colleagues join them as well. During the meal, Hyuna keeps eating and proudly says that she never gains weight easily. However, after finishing her food, she makes an excuse and goes to the washroom, where she secretly vomits. But just then, Yumi walks in and sees everything. Yumi gently explains to Hyuna that instead of constantly chasing perfection, she should try to live her life naturally. She tells Hyuna that she used to be just like her, and has also gone through a lot of pain, but Hyuna suddenly bursts into anger. The hatred buried deep inside her grows even stronger, and she begins saying cruel things to Yumi about her cosmetic surgeries. The story then takes us into the past. During her school days, Hyuna was considered the most beautiful girl, and everyone admired her sweet personality and appearance. Then, a new student joined the school after undergoing cosmetic surgery. Gradually, everyone began paying attention to the new girl and started drifting away from Hyuna. This reveals the real reason behind Hyuna's hatred toward cosmetic surgery, and she suddenly breaks down. Hyuna's condition is also connected to her childhood when her parents abandoned her. Ever since then, she has been desperately searching for attention and a sense of belonging, trying to fill the emptiness inside her through beauty. In the present, she put her perfect mask back on. Yumi later visited her father, who had dyed his hair red to show her how he felt when he saw her appearance completely change. However, Yumi became upset and told him that he had never understood the pain she had suffered. That same night, Soon meets Yumi and confesses his feelings to her, but she rejects him because she has always seen him only as a friend. However, Soon is not hurt because he already knew what her answer would be. He confessed only so that he could finally let go of his feelings and move on. Soon then advises Yumi to leave the past behind and be with the person she truly loves. He encourages her to become emotionally stronger and express her feelings honestly, so the next morning, Yumi decided to change. At the university, Yumi sees Hyuna hugging Kai, but this time, instead of running away, she steps between them, interrupts the moment, and confesses her feelings to Kai right in front of Hyuna. Seeing Yumi act so confidently, Hyuna is completely shocked and angrily walks away. After Hyuna leaves, Yumi finishes her confession and honestly tells Kai how she truly feels. Kai is overjoyed because he has liked her for a long time as well. A few days later, we see Yumi and Kai walking hand in hand. They are now officially in a relationship, although they are still keeping it a secret from everyone else. While spending time together in a park, Kai suddenly hugs Yumi tightly for the first time. This is when we learn that Kai has never been in a relationship before, making Yumi the first girlfriend he has ever had. One day, some students from their department begin questioning their closeness and wonder whether something is going on between them. This time, Yumi confidently announces in front of everyone that she and Kai are dating. Kai feels extremely proud and happy because Yumi has finally learned to face people without fear and stand up for herself. While at the same time, Hyuna is shown completely broken because a man had been obsessively stalking her, secretly taking her photos and sharing them among students. When Yumi and Kai find out what has happened, they decide to help Hyuna. They begin tracing the posts, trying to identify the very first account that uploaded her photos. But suddenly, a threatening message aimed at Hyuna appears on that same account. The next day, Hyuna goes to meet a student from her college, unaware that he is actually the stalker, an unstable man who has become dangerously obsessed with her. He is carrying a bottle filled with a hazardous chemical, and without warning, morning, he throws it at Hyuna. At that exact moment, Kai and Yumi arrive at the scene. Kai immediately chases after the attacker and manages to catch him just in time. But the man only smirks and says, "You're too late. I've already ruined her face." Yumi rushes over to Hyuna, gently comforts her, and reassures her that the chemical will not cause any permanent damage or deformity to her face, because it was the same chemical they used in the lab, and it was far too weak to cause any serious damage. Then, the police arrest the obsessed man. Hyuna is reminded of her painful past, when her entire family had abandoned her. She had no friends, no sister, and no one who stood by her. She had spent her entire life alone. Then suddenly, she wakes up in a hospital. Yumi is sleeping beside her, gently holding her hand. Seeing this, Hyuna's pain and emotions begin to flow out in tears. And after a few peaceful days, Yumi introduces Kai to her mother at home. Later, her father sees her genuinely happy for the first time and, despite initial jealousy, welcomes Kai and thanks him for making his daughter happy. The next day, Yumi falls asleep in class from exhaustion, and Hyuna quietly leaves a perfume beside her called Inner Beauty, which Yumi later realizes is from Hyuna. And on the same day, which is Kai's birthday, they spend joyful time together until Yumi gives him a heartfelt gift by expressing her feelings intimately. So friends, this beautiful story ends here. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.